But the effects of the storm and the wind that came through this morning, Cassie, and
yeah.
I know folks were woken up by those sounds, by the sirens. It was a chaotic morning.
It really was. Gosh, she had cat-like reflexes, right? You saw her cat just jump off the bed so quickly. It was definitely very scary. A lot of people, woken up by the very strong wind that came through. You could hear the wind. That was the problem, but doing a lot of damage out there as well. In fact, we've had so much wind that came through that along some of these storms, that storm line, we had some kinks in there, and we were watching it on velocity, and there were a couple of times where it kind of looked like there could have been some brief spin-ups, but the National Weather Service is going to go out later this afternoon and survey that damage to determine if we did have some touchdowns or not. But nonetheless, these are all the wind and hail reports, most of these being wind reports. We actually did have an 82-mile-an-hour wind gust around Little Elm over in Denton County, so that did happen in the metro. Things are much quieter now. You can see that line of storms that raced off to the east. Now we have some sunshine out to the west, though. There is some more cloud cover that will be coming on in. So eventually we're going to go with a mix of sun and clouds. And look at how big this storm system is. It's encompassing really all of the southern part of the United States. You can actually see the low over Oklahoma, but it got cold enough where we had a little bit of a wintry mix over the Texas Panhandle. It's not going to get that cold here. Put out our Dallas Love Field camera. Temperatures are cool. We're actually at 54 degrees in Fort Worth, but 62 degrees in downtown Dallas, 62 in Decatur. We're at 64 degrees right now in Mineral Wells. The big problem, though, for this afternoon is going to be that wind. We have the wind advisory that goes for really much of North Texas until 9 o'clock this evening. We could still see wind gusts as high as around 50 miles an hour this afternoon and into the evening. And this Abilene site keeps going up. A 68-mile-an-hour wind gust there. That's severe limit. 48 there in Mineral Wells, 44 in Granbury. We've got a 48 down in Brownwood. Looking at what we're expecting, though, this afternoon, some of that wind will make its way across I-35. So this is going to be noon, and right now it's 11:45, so 15 minutes from now we're still expecting those wind gusts around 40 or so. This evening it's still going to be very windy, but not as blustery. There's some spots that are going to be between about 45 to nearly 55 miles an hour, but there's a 45 in Fort Worth, a 41 in downtown Dallas, and a 41 in McKinney this evening. Overnight tonight, still windy, gusts between about 35 to as much as around 45 miles an hour. It's not until tomorrow afternoon and into the evening when the wind will finally subside and it's going to be much lighter. But until that happens, the wind is going to be a problem. We could still see power bumps, power outages. The fire threat will be high west of I-35 this afternoon. Not only that, but it's been fairly dry over the past several days in the Panhandle and in West Texas. Now we've got moisture there, but we could still see that blowing dust here later this afternoon, which could reduce visibilities, and you certainly don't want to spend much time outdoors if that happens. Temperatures today, mid to upper 60s, and then overnight tonight under mostly clear skies, we're dropping down into the upper 30s to low 40s. So today, blowing dust, some sunshine. Tonight, we're clear, but it's still windy and it's going to be very cold, okay? And then tomorrow afternoon, it's going to be much cooler. But looking at that 14-day forecast, it does look cool for the next few days. We've got the rain chance on Saturday, not expecting severe weather. Looking at the last 7 days of the 14, it does look pretty quiet. We'll be right back.